Hey guys, what's up? It is Trunks and welcome to Clash of Saiyans. On today's episode, I am going to be bringing you guys 3 recaps of 3 styles of Town Hall 11 dips using dragons, miners, and hogs. These attacks have been helping us succeed in CWL and regular wars during the week, so I figured I'd go ahead, bring them to you real quick just to show you some few pointers. This one right here is going to be the Dragon Balloon and Clone Spell attack. It has been very popular pretty much since the end of last season when Itsu made it very popular against their war from Dark Looters with War and Glory in the CWL Finals. Ever since then, we've been seeing people use it all over, and it pretty much just absolutely demolishes using those max dragons. But the idea is that you're going to use both your heroes, get them to kind of create a side funnel, keep those dragons and balloons working into the core of the base. Then once you get in the core, you're going to clone the balloons so that way they are able to soak up as many traps as possible, as well as work to take out some of the final defenses as they get through. And then on the backside, you're just going to have those max dragons coming through with a rage spell on the backside, so that way they are just going to rip through any final defenses on the backside. As you can see, the backside of this base had 2 air defenses, and there's still plenty of dragons. They're able to work their way through this and absolutely demolish this base in about a minute and a half, if not faster. So this attack is very powerful, does not really require a lot of planning, and especially if you see all the air defenses on one side, then you know that you can just pretty much rage the dragons in there, bring a hound in the clan castle, let it tank for a little bit, and then basically use the Grand Warden ability when you're in the core, taking on that queen so she does not demolish too many of your dragons. Next up though, we are going to have the GoBoHo attack, very similar to its other counterparts for each town hall. Not having the Eagle as a Town Hall 10 makes this extremely viable. What you're pretty much looking to do is get the Clan Castle, an Inferno, and the Queen for an easy entry. You can change the composition of this depending on how many golems. If you need 1, 2, or 3, any of them will work. Typically between 6 and 8 bowlers just to get them in behind so that way they are able to make sure you get down that Inferno Tower and do a little bit of additional damage with a jump and a rage spell going in. Pop that Grand Warden ability as your troops start to take on that Clan Castle, that Queen, and then in case there are any big bombs in the Inferno Tower compartments, typically you will see those to try to prevent hogs and miner attacks. And then from there, you will be able to bring your hogs in a massive group. You'll be able to carry 3 heal spells, and one of the tricks is to have a free spell that you are going to use on that backside Inferno, and then have a heal down waiting. As you see, there was 2 giant bombs in that Inferno Tower compartment, so you need the freeze and you need the heal. Otherwise, you will lose all of your hogs. And then having the ability just to get that additional heal spell request, or actually a free spell jump, whichever one you want to put in that spot, makes it huge from the Town Hall 10 counterpart. Just giving you 3 heals allows your hogs, especially once they are maxed, to come in, demolish these max bases, and work through it. And then the other thing is, unlike the Town Hall 9 and 10, or actually Town Hall 9, GoBoHo, there is a whole lot more buildings at Town Hall 10, so you want to get that cleanup started as soon as possible right behind where you start your hogs, so that way they have the maximum amount of time to go ahead and work and go ahead and get every single tower down. Nobody wants to fail a Town Hall 11 dip due to time, so make sure that that is not going to be an issue. Get that cleanup down fast. And then the third attack that I'm going to bring you really quick, it's just going to be the Gobo miner attack. Typically you want to start off kind of similar to the GoBoHo. Typically when I'm looking at these style of bases, what I'm looking at is if I can get the bomber towers. The bomber towers can give your miners kind of issues, as well as hogs, but you can work around it with the hogs. The miners on this one, I don't typically like to have them sitting around the bomber towers, especially because there's typically skeleton traps, and if skelly traps are kind of the kryptonite of miners because they will come up, stand there for a second, hit one skeleton since they don't do splash, then go back down, then pop back up, hit another skeleton, go back down, and they do this until each one is gone. So there's a lot of time wasted. So if you can get those bomber towers and skellies out of the way, then your miners are free to just work through the remainder of the base. The Inferno Tower is typically your kill squad goal. Like I said, should be to try to get at least one bomber tower, the Queen, Clan Castle, and Inferno. It's usually not too hard, especially if you see a base where everything is kind of close together. On this one, we will have the Queen backtrack into the middle, and she's going to help out the kill squad take out. Kind of runs north on this one, but the miners are able to overpower. You see them taking on that skeleton trap right there, and it's taking me a little bit just to work through it. But then that queen comes back to the middle. She's going to end up taking out that Inferno Tower. But typically, especially with the Miner and the Hog attack, you're going to try to wedge out a portion of the base and then leave a little bit remaining, so that way your Miners and Hogs can typically work like an L around the base, and that's going to lead it to be very easy to figure out where you need to drop those heal spells and use them. And the nice thing about the Miners is you can actually switch it up. Bring a rage, typically is what I do, is when I'm going to encounter that backside Inferno Tower. Since they will be healed while they are underground, you can kind of get through the big bombs and the Inferno Towers. If you have a rage, they will rip through that last Inferno Tower extremely quick, get back underground, filled up with full health, and then be on the way. So you don't need a free spell for the Miner attack. You can get by with just using a rage. But that is 3 ways to dip on Town Hall 10s currently as a Town Hall 11. If you guys have any questions, comments, want to see other any strategies, feel free to let me know. But until next time, guys, this is Trunks helping you stay over 9,000.